Hello and welcome to Planet Hope, the magazine that follows the progress made towards the UN's Millennium Development Goals. This week we'll be looking at numbers 3 and 4, reducing the mortality rate for children under 5 and improving maternal care. Now, in South Africa, having a baby is a high-risk experience. Women sent home from hospital without examination or ignored for hours or even days by overwhelmed staff. According to the United Nations, 4,500 women die during pregnancy or childbirth in the country every year, 4 times more than 20 years ago. Our reporters Mireille Dundas, Marina Bersch and Julian Sauvage went to one of the worst affected areas, the Eastern Cape.
The care I received at that hospital was pathetic. It was pathetic.
Today, Aline has 3 children. She should have 4. Classified as a high-risk patient, she waited 4 hours before an emergency caesarean. A court found a theatre was available when she first arrived.
I was all alone. They left me alone. The nurse only came to see me the day after the birth.
Spagusa entered the world without assistance. His mother was sent home from the hospital when her contractions began. She returned only to be left on her own for the next 24 hours. She no longer wants another child.
We take me like a dog because a dog is more careful with a child. You see? I was lying there and he was don't care.
Heidi was bleeding for hours at this hospital before her husband Norman threatened to call the police. A dead fetus of 4 months was eventually removed from between her legs. 18 hours later, another baby, a twin, was discovered inside.
When the people came here, you must help the people nicely, and when he knows this woman is in labor, he must help this woman. You can't let a woman lying here and didn't help the woman. It's wrong.
Elaine, Pumes and Heidi are 3 relatively fortunate women. With or without their children, they left the hospital alive. In South Africa, the number of mothers dying during or after childbirth has quadrupled in the last 20 years. 4,500 women in 2010, almost half of them here in Eastern Cape. This is Doornginza, the largest state hospital in the district, a hospital fighting to rise above its reputation. On this rare occasion, management has agreed to allow journalists inside.
This is the high care unit of our hospital.
High-risk patients are normally kept here, especially those with HIV, a condition common in South Africa and one that increases the chance of death.
Here we can give them the necessary care they need until they are completely stabilized and finish their treatment under continuous surveillance and supervision. And we could prove this unit reduced maternal mortality.
One level below, the general maternity ward, occupied day and night. The number of births within these walls is staggering, more than 700 each month, 3 in the only hour we're there. Doornginza's labour ward should only handle complicated births, but more than 80% are perfectly uncomplicated. At the same time, in the ward next door, we're forbidden from filming inside this room, but our hidden camera reveals not one but several mothers in labour at the same time. One sitting alone holding her own drip. In that same room, another patient described as uncooperative is causing problems for the nurses. Her mother is called in. We follow to find a blood-stained bed and staff overwhelmed by the workload. On a good day, the nurse-patient ratio is 1/3 of the minimum requirement. Today, a difficult patient has made the situation worse. Afterwards, we asked the midwife to explain what took place.
That one that was, I was saying, she's uncooperative. We ended up even phoning the mother to come in so that she's a witness, so that at the end of the day, they are not putting a blame to Dorangin that would say this is nurses, they are not performing right. At the end of the day, they must know that patients as well, they are giving us problems.
Eastern Cape Health Department is up against more than 100 million worth of rand in negligence claims, most due to care at Doranginza. The state has already lost more than 20 cases. Many are being settled out of court for between 60 and 80,000 rand, the equivalent of 6 to 8,000 euros.
This is the files that I've been busy with in the case. There are 3 of them. There's still 1 here on the desk here.
Manaj Carson knows the issue well. Right now he's working for a family whose twins were left blind after excess oxygen was administered after birth. The lawyer says the problem is certainly not a political one.
In this instance, as far as Doranginza is concerned, whether you're white or black, it wouldn't have affected the matter. Not at all, no. No, I just think it's the mindset of the staff as to how they're dealing with the patient at the time. I think if the mindset would change, I think today you probably have a better hospital run by better staff.
Helise turned 6 in December. She was born severely handicapped, a result of fetal distress during birth. Her mother Elise was transferred to Doranginza for a caesarean, but was left waiting for 12 hours, long enough to mean her daughter will now be fed through a tube for life. The state offered nearly 2 million rand when the family took them to court, an offer the Slabbers accepted.
When this happened to Elise, I said to my husband, something must be done. They will just keep on going and keep on going and keep on going until someone has to be responsible. But you know, the thing is, nobody wants to take responsibility because all they can say is, not my responsibility, I didn't have this, I didn't have that. Everyone works together to just sweep it under the carpet.
Helise is now treated at Green Acres, Port Elizabeth's private hospital. This is the maternity ward. A birth here comes with a cost of several thousand euros.
It's a baby that was born that's weighing 600 grams. That's been here for about 4 weeks already. The mother had terrible high blood pressure and they had to remove the baby.
A baby of this size would have had little chance of surviving in the public hospital. Those weighing less than 1 kilogram are not always kept alive. Of course, patients can die at Green Acres, but so far there's been only 1 maternal death in 10 years. This new mother tells us why she chose the private system.
Because I have a medical aid, you see. And then, you know, they have special treatment one here than public hospitals. You can press the bell, no one's coming. Here, you don't even take a minute. Just press a bell and then they come.
There's no bell here, but the South African government has still called on this man to help. Dr. Siva Pillay says he's acted swiftly in just 20 months.
I have dismissed, fired, or people have resigned more than 900 people so far. Every maternal mortality now is investigated. Now we moved away from mortality, we're in fact investigating all morbidity also.
Joanne Stevens tackles maternal mortality from the other side by dealing directly with expectant mothers. A project known as Mama is harnessing the popularity of mobile phones, putting health information in the palm of women's hands.
In South Africa, there are more SIM cards than people. So we know that more people are owning and using mobile phones than watching TV, than listening to the radio. And as I said, it's just incredibly targeted and personalized in a way that we've never been able to make health information before.
Tsitsi Chukuku is just the kind of woman who would benefit most from this project. The 25-year-old from Zimbabwe has many questions about her impending birth, many of these still unanswered.
Hi there.
Hello.
I'm Joanne. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm Titi.
Hi, Titi. How far along are you now?
8 months.
8 months?
Yeah.
And this is your first baby, or you have a baby at home?
No, it's the first baby.
Yeah. Are there ever questions that are perhaps a bit private or something that you feel shy to ask?
And sometimes it scares me how can a baby come out down there. That sometimes I wanted to ask that, but sometimes I'm very shy to ask other people how it goes. How can a baby come out
in such a with a big head like that.
Do you have a mobile phone?
Yes.
And can we see your phone?
The system is still experimental, but once it's launched, these are the types of messages that mothers could receive for free.
Sometimes if your baby is crying.
There we go. So this says, congratulations on your new baby. Don't worry if you feel scared. It's normal around 3 days after birth to feel like crying a lot. Does that sound like something that might be?
It's very nice.
Yeah?
It's very nice. I will love that.
Tidsi didn't give birth at Doran Ginza. She went to a local clinic where she had 6 hours before being discharged. By then she knew firsthand how a baby with a big head can be born.
That's it for this edition of Planet Hope. Thanks so much for watching. More news coming up shortly here on France 24. Do stay tuned.